Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, it is a pleasure to welcome you to this important forum. I am very pleased to see so many people here today from the South Caucasus, but also from far beyond, who are committed to improving the security of our region. On behalf of the people of Georgia, I want to thank you again for your dedication. Your presence is testimony also to the strategic importance of the South Caucasus in a change in security environment. It almost goes without saying today that the threats we face are changing in nature. Ethnic violence, terrorism, and conflicts for the control of land and resources have been the source of most conflicts since 1990. And we have also had to confront new kinds of propaganda and information wars. Hybrid threats and warfare have become the new norm. So to tackle these threats, we need a comprehensive approach using different tools according to circumstances. To stabilize places like Afghanistan or Iraq, there needs to be a mix of military and civilian engagement. We need to help rebuild or strengthen state institutions in order for the state to survive and develop. Syria and the Middle East are a matter of growing concern. What are the principles that should guide us in responding to these new threats? The first is engagement. In a more connected world, we need to engage, and we cannot turn in words and pretend conflicts in other parts of the world do not affect us. They do. The second principle is partnership. In a world where power is more fractured, global security can be the result of a collective effort. And partnership is embedded to the Georgian DNA. And this is why we strive towards our goal of full Euro-Atlantic integration. Just 2 decades ago, Georgia was an isolated country, torn by civil war with few functioning institutions of modern statehood. In 2012, this government received a clear mandate to deepen Georgia's European and Euro-Atlantic integration and pursue a pragmatic foreign policy that promotes regional peace and stability. Today, we have made dramatic progress underscored by our signature of the association agreement with the European Union. But there is still much work to be done. But we have laid the foundation for a strong partnership which promotes peace and stability in the region. And our European integration path is irreversible. Over the past 3 years, Georgia has made remarkable progress. Our growing economy is working to benefit all Georgians. Our democratic institutions are stronger, and our foreign policy is making us more secure. And while we have faced significant security threats, we are moving our country forward with the same spirit that our ancestors embodied for thousands of years. As part of Europe, Georgia will become part of this fabric of peace and stability, which can only benefit our own neighbors and make all of us more secure. And I'm also proud of the fact that last year we adopted Georgia's first comprehensive long-term human rights strategy and enacted a new anti-discrimination law. Lasting security can only be achieved on the basis of democracy, the rule of law, and respect for human rights. The independence of judiciary and freedom of the media are other key elements, and I can assure you that my government is fully committed to uphold these rights. Now, let me say a few words about Russia, as I'm sure its recent actions in Ukraine and elsewhere will be a prominent issue at this conference. As far as Georgia is concerned, Russia has still not fulfilled its obligations under the August 12, 2008 ceasefire agreement. And I deeply regret that the Russian Federation signed the so-called integration treaties with Sukhumi and Tskhinvali. This shows that Russia continues to legally extend its control over Georgian sovereign territory. And I condemn this crippling annexation of Russia's disregard for international law. I can also assure you that we will never give up our fight to ensure Georgia's territorial integrity, because the pain of this conflict is real, and the dislocation is profound, as I've said this many times. But against the backdrop of continued occupation, my government has nevertheless been clear on the need to forge responsible and pragmatic relations with the Russian Federation. And to that end, we have taken a number of concrete, constructive steps and pragmatic steps to advance trade, transport communications, humanitarian contacts and human rights, humanitarian contacts and people-to-people contacts, and tourism, when and where possible, with Russia. And I want to repeat again that the dialogue has no alternative, and we once again confirm that reasonable approach. But let me be clear once again that relations with Russia cannot be settled at the expense of our sovereignty and territorial integrity. NATO, I firmly believe that any nation has the right to choose its own partners and allies. And Georgia has made clear that it sees its future destiny within the alliance community of free countries. In our understanding, this choice is not directed against any country in our neighborhood. On the contrary, our close ties with NATO should serve to enhance regional security. At the Wales Summit in September 2014, a substantive package of measures was launched to strengthen Georgia's ability to defend itself and advance its preparations for membership. In July, we hosted NATO's multinational military exercise, Agile Spirit 2015, and in August, the joint NATO-Georgian Training and Evaluation Center in Sanisi was opened. On his first official visit to inaugurate the center, NATO Secretary General has not only highlighted Georgia's positive progress in implementing reforms, but stated that Georgia already has the necessary tools to make progress towards membership. Last month, Georgia became the fourth non-NATO country to join the alliance's rapid response spearhead force, contributing to a company of 130 troops. In recent years, Georgia has also shown that it is prepared to pay more than its fair share to promote alliance goals. We have contributed the second largest number of troops after the United States to the Resolute Support Mission in Afghanistan. And we still have 870 servicemen there. My country's contributions to our common security do not end there. Georgia also supports EU peacekeeping efforts, including providing the second largest troop contribution to the EU military mission in the Central African Republic. Ladies and gentlemen, like any other country, we have our internal challenges. But what makes me proud to be the Prime Minister of this country is that we have a united nation ready to embrace change in order to achieve our Euro-Atlantic ambitions. We are an outward-looking, global connected country, ready to deepen ties not only with our neighbors, but also with every continent. Just last week, we held an important conference in Tbilisi on the new Silk Road, with over 1,000 participants, and Georgia is well suited to be a hub between Europe and Asia. Foreign investment is increasing. We receive good scores from the World Bank and other agencies for ease of doing business and absence of corruption, which is so important. Internal stability and external security go hand in hand. This is a complex region, but I can assure you that Georgia is doing and will continue to do all it can to export stability and security to the Caucasus. Our country is dedicated to facilitating peace among neighbors as well as commerce between continents. So I wish you well in your deliberations and look forward to reading the results of this forum. Thank you.